Agents Across the Miles with Linda Baker and Lindsey Benton.
Hi, I'm Linda Baker with Milestone Realty in Silicon Valley.
And I'm Lindsey Benton with Live.Laugh.Denver Real Estate Group in the Denver metro area.
So we're talking to agents in other areas to see what their market is like. Who's moving to Denver and why are they moving there?
Well, I will tell you, I was just doing some research on this through the census, and the people that are moving to Denver are also the people that are moving away from Denver. So Californians like yourself, we're doing some swapping here, Texas and Florida. And then we actually have a lot of folks moving from out of the country as well. So
specific industries?
We have a lot of tech. I mean, we're no Silicon Valley, but we have a lot of tech. And ultimately, we're just a very white collar economy at this point, which has been reflected in the cost of living for sure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, and I will tell you, I was shocked to hear that Silicon Valley was the #2 destination for inbound people on an international basis. And, you know, what's driving us people moving to Silicon Valley is obviously tech.
Yep, absolutely. It's continuing for sure. So yeah, and then of course, I mean, I think that one of the things I reassure clients about is there's always going to be demand for the Denver metro area. Unlike California, we really have such a concentrated pocket here in Denver. We don't have multiple markets really, right? So we have Fort Collins and we have Colorado Springs, but they're all right here. So we're so concentrated in the Denver metro area, and the access to the mountains, the access to that outdoor lifestyle is going to continue to draw people.
What kind of house are people asking for? What are they looking for when they come to Denver?
Everyone still wants 3 beds and 2 baths, no matter what their price point is. We always joke, like, there's just one of you, where are you going to put everybody? Or there's 6 of you, how are you going to do 3 bedrooms? But, you know, ultimately, one of the most common floor plan here that people are looking for is, we do have a lot of basements in Denver, which I know some areas don't have basements. So a lot of folks are looking 3 beds, 2 baths up. A lot of times we have offices on the main along with an open living area. And then in the basement, we're going to have a secondary living space plus a guest space for bedroom and bathroom. That's the most common single family request that we're getting.
In Silicon Valley, it really is driven by price. So whether you are a first time buyer coming in, you know, your price will definitely dictate what you can buy. But I agree with you, you know, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths is definitely the minimum. People who are looking to downsize are looking for the single stories. Yep. We don't have basements here except for our very old historic homes.
Right.
But we're generally more ranches or two levels. So how does your weather different than mine? I actually have 2 seasons. You know, we have, you know, rain in the winter, God willing, and then we have nice weather, very Mediterranean climate. You know, we've got some of the best growing regions in the area, in the world, really.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of moisture, and we are a high altitude desert. So we will get our snow, right? But it comes in aggressively and it goes quickly. So we're considered a desert region, high altitude. We have all 4 seasons, which, coming from Illinois, that was really attractive to me. I like the seasons. That said, obviously climate change is happening. And so we've seen 2-digit, 10-degree difference in average temperatures over the years. So continuing to watch that, but we definitely have hot summers, you know, wet and not as hot springs. And then we cool down in the fall and we have a full winter. So we really have all of that. But the biggest season we have is 300 plus days of sunshine. So that is the big Denver factor.
Well, the same, because that's what San Jose brags about, is at least 300 days of sunshine.
Then we are the same. So we at least have the sunshine.
I love it. I love it. So tell me, what's the lifestyle like in your area? What do you all do for fun?
I think that, you know, I like to joke. I moved here. I had never skied before. The mountains are definitely a huge draw, but as the metro area has continued to grow and the population has grown, it's becoming more of a hassle to get up there, right? And so I think you have a good mix of people that are really enjoying the urban Denver metro area and then also enjoying those mountains. So as much as people love to have fun and do the recreation, the mountains are an hour and a half, 2 hours away. add ski traffic, it could be 5 or 6, right? So we are.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So Denver is active. People are always out and about. And we have one of the best park systems in the country with more park square feet per capita than any other city.
Well, let me brag on San Jose for a while, because
Please.
nobody talks about how great it is here, because we are literally 30 to 45 minutes to the beach. The water is ice cold, but still the beach, so it counts. We've got the bay. There's activities on the bay. We've got the Sierras 3 to 5 hours away, depending on traffic. There's water skiing in the Delta. There's snow skiing in the Sierras. We've got amazing hills. We've got more bikers here than you can shake a stick at. I mean, we've got rolling hills. We've got crazy hills. I mean, there's just so much that you can do here. Not to mention, San Francisco an hour away, Monterey an hour away. We've got wine tasting, you name it. We've not to mention a few pretty decent professional sports teams as well. Tell me about your market. Are you, here in Silicon Valley, we are still seeing on great houses multiple offers. We were just talking off camera about the fact that in San Jose, our median days on market is 10 days. What are you seeing in the Denver market in terms of market activity and demand?
Yeah, I mean, we followed national trends with about 20% fewer transactions last year than the year prior. So 2023 versus 2022, obviously those numbers just came out. And so with that, we're seeing a lower volume. We are still seeing homes that are priced right and, of course, staged and finished correctly, moving very quickly. I think that the slower demand due to interest rates has really shined a light on homes that are functionally obsolete. So maybe they have more work that needs to be done that somebody can't afford to do because they're house poor with a mortgage payment. The style's changed a lot. So 8 to 10 years, if you haven't been updating it to trend, we're going to see that affect things. So our median days on market in November were 22, and in December we're 29. So our median days is definitely up. I anticipated us getting back into the low teens in Q1 because we're already seeing some pent up listings coming to market, as well as that pent up demand that comes along with it.
You said one of my favorite phrases, and that's functionally obsolete. Just because somebody updated their kitchen 25, 30 years ago does not mean that today's buyers are going to want it. Totally.
And it is definitely a sector of homes for sure.
So what is your median price house?
We're still in the mid to high 5s. So a lot of people are median. Mm-hmm.
I know. Is that just houses, not counting condos?
That is all homes.
Okay.
So that's our median sales price for the Denver metro area. So really, at Live.Laugh.Denver, although Denver's in the name, we serve anywhere from Larkspur up to Fort Collins. And so with that, I really like to talk in a more broader sense.
Okay.
Obviously, in Denver proper, the price is higher than that, and for single family homes, it's higher than that. Okay. But our median is still in the mid to high 5s, depending upon what month, and it's been going up and down a couple % each month.
So our median price here is $1.7 million. Okay. So I could sell a median price house here, and then someone can buy 3 houses there.
Correct. See, it's so affordable.
So affordable. Well, but let's talk about affordability. What is the cost of food? What's the cost of living there? I mean, how are your utilities? How are your property taxes?
Yeah. So our property taxes are honestly an effective rate of 0.5%. I know.
Gosh.
I know. That said, anywhere where it's a newer build, right? So a newer development, you're going to add another 1% to 1.5% to that. So for those of us that are living in like original neighborhoods, we pay about 0.5%. So our property taxes relative to a lot of areas are very, very low.
Wow.
Especially for those of us dwelling in an older area in the city, like myself, right?
Gives you incentive to buy an older house and fix it up.
Totally. Gives you incentive there. And you've already paid for the infrastructure, right? So you're paying a lot more in taxes in the newer areas. You also have access to better amenities, right? So it has its pros and cons.
I was just going to ask you, so what are your utilities run? So in the wintertime versus the summer, I mean, because summer you've got AC, winter you've got the heat. What's your average utility cost?
So a lot of us have chosen solar because of all that sunshine, which has locked in. So I actually have almost a 4,000 square foot house, and my locked in bill for energy is $180 a month.
Does that include heat?
Yes.
Okay.
So that includes my heating and cooling. If I wasn't on that, when in the depths of winter when it's super cold and I'm running my heat a ton, and in the summer when it's really hot and I'm running my air conditioning a ton, then people are seeing anywhere from $300 to $700.
Okay. So for me here in San Jose, my house is about 2,000 square feet. So I'm half the house that you have, or little Linda. And my average bill is about $300 a month, and we do not have solar.
Yeah.
We're just simply fiscally conservative.
That's impressive.
Thank you. So what's your favorite thing about living in Denver?
And part of the reason that we're named Live.Laugh.Denver is because of the whole, it's a play on live, laugh, love, right? But who needs love when you have Denver? So I fell madly in love with the city. Did you not know that? That's why. Uh-huh. So, but the city itself, the size of it is so easy. There's tons of walkability and bikeability with it, which I love. We have a thriving food scene, which I love to eat and drink, right? And then additionally, we're second to New York City to get Broadway shows. So we have this amazing theater scene, right? No one would guess it. So there's just always something to do. We joked a little bit about sports earlier, but we do have a pro team for every sport or something like that, because we have them all covered. So there's a lot of things to do. There's no shortage. Most recently, I've gotten super into the local comedy scene too.
I will say my favorite thing about living here in San Jose is absolutely the climate. You know, we've just got beautiful weather here. You know, and there is always been such a diverse community in the Bay Area. You know, we have such a large immigrant pool that our restaurant scene is really quite good. We are close to San Francisco, so if you really want to get hoity-toity, we can go to San Francisco. But you know, there's so much to do, you know, around the Bay Area, and so many great places. And quite frankly, we have great Mexican cuisine here, and nothing tops our little taquerias. I'll tell you, my favorite place is Super Taqueria. For $3.50, I get a super taco, and I'm a happy girl.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the worst thing about living in Denver?
The traffic. The traffic has just gotten, and it's still nothing compared to California, but when I moved here, it was like 30 minutes from top of the metro area to the bottom. And now that could be 2 hours. And so I think the traffic would definitely be the biggest challenge now. But honestly, we have, like, that's part of why I developed to where we have agents that are specialized in each geographic area, so that people aren't having to go an hour or whatever more north or south of them.
Yeah, traffic is better for us thanks to COVID and more people working from home or working fewer days in the office. And I think that there's always that back of the mind fear of having an earthquake in California. Yeah. Last question. Share a memorable experience about working with someone who was relocating to your area.
It's truly, I say, it's such a gift. And I know you feel this way too, with welcoming people to your state and your area, like to have the honor of being their like concierge, right? And so I would say that one of my favorite couples that I helped relocate here were moving here to be close to their grandbabies. And they also moved their entire investment portfolio from Utah to here.
Wow.
And so I was able to help them find the home that's walking distance to their grandbabies, which is amazing. And was like, it fit their standards. And then we were also able to help them move their investment portfolio. And really, I'm still the first person they call when they need anything. And that is my favorite. And they also ended up, I mean, their grandbabies live down the street from me. So we're all neighbors. And I love that.
That's cool.
And then we have shared community roots. And so they have joined in on causes that are important as well. And so we've been able to align with nonprofits and just really like bringing them into the fold on all the things from, serving our community to walk in the parks, right? So
it's challenging when people move into Silicon Valley because our prices are in general so much higher than the rest of the country. And I have used that in multiple occasions to our benefit. So if my buyers from out of the area were competing on a multiple offer, I have used the, oh, poor woe is me. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the sticker shot that, if you sold your house and just moved across the country and you're now paying 3 times what that you sold your house for, and I'll tell you what, it says that approach, and knowing the agents and all that other kinds of connections has really helped my clients in getting into a house, because when they're coming here, they're generally coming here for a great job. And you need to help them understand the neighborhoods and understand what they're doing. I helped a couple one time where the wife was like, this is the house that I want, get it for me. And I went to all extremes to make sure that we got that house. Yeah. And they remember it too, because it's like she was trusting me and the husband to make sure that the house checked out. Yeah. So it was a huge responsibility, and you still remember those stories even after a decade. It's amazing.
Totally. Well, and I can only imagine, like, that area would be so intimidating for me, but to have somebody like you leading the way, I would just feel so much more confident, because you need someone who knows the people, knows the area, and knows how to talk the talk, because it's just a different world.
Oh, I feel like I'm a walking, convention and visitors bureau representative. You got to go hiking here. And this is my, like you said, my plumber, my hairdresser, my electrician, my dentist, my doctor. Oh, it makes a huge difference.
Yep, absolutely.
Lindsey, thank you so much for sharing your insight. I really appreciate it. Again, if we have any clients that are looking to move to Denver or any place else in the nation, give me a call and I will help make the connection with you. And I hope this, and the same goes back to you.
Yes, absolutely, Linda. I mean, the moment I met you, before we spoke words, we knew we were soul sisters. So I am so thankful to know you and to have you as a colleague across state lines and all that. So always good to see you, whether on video or in person.
Amen, sister. Thank you so much.
See you soon.